Have you ever met someone who stepped into your life at the exact moment you needed them, almost as if the universe placed them there on purpose? Maybe you weren't even looking for anyone, yet somehow they appeared, and it just felt right, like they belonged there, like it wasn't random. That feeling, that unexplainable connection, it's not just coincidence. It goes deeper than logic, beyond anything you can explain with reason. Some connections just feel destined, as if they were always meant to happen, as if your paths were weaving toward each other long before you ever met. It's more than timing or chemistry. It's like something in your soul recognizes something in theirs. It feels familiar, even if you've just met. It's comforting and intense all at once, like your heart is whispering, "This matters. Pay attention." Carl Jung, a brilliant thinker and psychologist, believed that these kinds of encounters aren't accidents. He spoke about the hidden forces within us, the unconscious mind, and what he called the collective unconscious, which connects us all in ways we can't fully see or understand. According to Jung, some people show up in our lives not because of coincidence, but because something within us is drawing them in, something invisible and powerful. When two people connect on this level, it's not just about attraction. It's not about looks or status or even shared interests. It's something deeper. It's like their presence awakens something inside you, something you hadn't felt in a long time, or maybe never before. It can feel like coming home, or like being cracked open. That's because relationships aren't just emotional, they're also psychological and spiritual. We're not just connecting to someone else, we're connecting to parts of ourselves through that person. The unconscious mind carries all kinds of memories, wounds, desires, fears, and truths that we're not fully aware of. And sometimes, another person activates those hidden parts. They stir something in us that we didn't know was waiting. You might feel drawn to someone without understanding why. Maybe they challenge you. Maybe they bring out emotions you didn't know you were still carrying. Maybe they comfort you in ways that words can't explain. That's the power of energy, of resonance. Your soul is picking up on something your conscious mind hasn't fully grasped yet. Jung called this synchronicity, those seemingly random moments that are filled with meaning. A chance meeting, a late-night conversation that changes everything, a feeling of being pulled towards someone even when it makes no sense. These are not random. They are signals. They are the unconscious trying to get your attention. And when we're open to seeing the deeper meaning in our relationships, they stop feeling like coincidences and start feeling like signs. Sometimes, the people we feel most drawn to are the ones who reflect our own wounds back to us. That might sound painful, and sometimes it is. But it's also one of the most powerful things that can happen to us. Because through that reflection, we begin to see what still needs healing within ourselves. If you've ever found yourself in repeated relationship patterns, falling for the same kind of person, getting hurt in the same ways, it's not bad luck. It's not the world being cruel. It's your unconscious mind seeking closure, trying to heal through repetition. We attract people who match our energy, especially the energy we aren't even aware we're carrying. If you carry unhealed pain, you may be drawn to people who activate it. Not to hurt you, but to show you it's still there. To give you the chance to finally face it and heal. That's not something we're often taught about love, but it's one of the deepest truths. Love isn't always here to soothe us. Sometimes it's here to grow us. And growth often comes with discomfort. This doesn't mean every intense connection is meant to last forever. Some people come into our lives to serve a very specific purpose. They may only be with us for a short time, but their impact can last a lifetime. They show us something about ourselves. They awaken us. They teach us, even if the lesson is painful. And once the lesson is learned, the connection might fade. That's not failure, it's completion. And that's why some goodbyes, as hard as they are, are actually necessary. Holding on to a relationship that has already fulfilled its purpose only holds us back. We cling because we're scared. We don't want to lose the feeling, the connection, the comfort. But if we don't let go, we close ourselves off to new relationships that are aligned with who we're becoming. And make no mistake, you are always becoming. You're evolving with every experience, every realization, every heartbreak, and every healing. The truth is, we often fear being alone more than we value being aligned. So we settle. We stay. We force connections that no longer feel natural. And in doing so, we move further from ourselves. But the right relationships don't need to be forced. They flow. They feel easy, even when they challenge us. They grow with us, not away from us. When you begin to understand how your unconscious mind shapes your reality, your relationships take on a new meaning. You start to see that love isn't just something you find, it's something you attract based on who you are at your core. And if you don't like what you're attracting, it's a sign to go inward, to explore your own patterns, to heal what needs healing, to become the version of yourself that is ready for the love you want. That's not always easy. Jung warned that true self-discovery requires bravery. You have to face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding, the fears, the insecurities, the old wounds. You have to look honestly at why certain relationships didn't work, what you were really seeking in them, and what you were ignoring. You have to stop blaming everyone else and start asking, what was I meant to learn from this? When you start doing that inner work, something incredible begins to happen. You stop chasing love. You stop needing it to fill a void. You begin to feel whole on your own. And from that place of wholeness, you start attracting people who are also whole. People who are not looking to complete you, but to meet you as you are, fully. You no longer feel pulled toward chaos or confusion because those patterns no longer live within you. You don't entertain what drains you. You naturally align with those who bring peace, clarity, and authenticity. That shift is powerful and it's visible. Others will notice it, and you'll feel it too. Love stops being a desperate search and becomes a peaceful unfolding. And when the right person comes, someone who matches your energy, your growth, your truth, you'll know. You won't have to overthink it. You won't feel anxiety masked as passion. It won't be a roller coaster. It will be real, steady, soul deep. That's what happens when two people meet after doing the work within themselves. Their connection feels like alignment, and alignment feels like coming home. But until then, trust that every relationship you experience is teaching you something. Even the ones that hurt, even the ones that didn't last, especially those. They were chapters in your story, mirrors to your growth, teachers in disguise. Instead of asking, why did they leave? Try asking, what did they show me? Instead of wondering, when will I find the right one? Start wondering, how can I become the right one for me? Because when you finally see love as a path to knowing yourself, not just a destination to reach, you'll stop waiting for someone to save you. And you'll start rising into the kind of love that reflects everything you've become. So don't rush it. Don't settle. Don't ignore your intuition when something feels off, or force a connection that keeps dimming your light. The universe will always bring the right people into your life when you're truly ready, not when you're lonely, not when you're seeking, but when you're aligned. The love you want isn't hiding. It's waiting for you, and it will find you the moment your soul is ready to receive it. There comes a moment when you realize that being alone doesn't have to be scary. You stop seeing singleness as something negative or shameful, and instead, you begin to understand it as a sacred time for growth. A time to look inward, to reflect, to heal. Suddenly, being single isn't about waiting for someone else to complete you. It's about becoming whole all by yourself. When this shift happens, you stop clinging to relationships that hurt. You no longer hold on out of fear of being alone or out of the hope that love must come with pain. You finally understand that real love isn't about suffering. It's not about fixing or saving someone else, and it's definitely not about losing yourself in the process. Real love helps you grow. It expands you. It makes you feel more like yourself, not less. And the most beautiful part is this: when you stop searching from a place of emptiness, when you no longer see love as something to chase, but something to align with, something inside of you changes. Your energy shifts. And when that happens, the right people begin to appear in your life, not because you need them, but because they recognize the energy you've worked so hard to build. That's the quiet power of alignment. That's when love arrives, not as a rescue, but as a reflection. It's not just a cliche when people say, love comes when you least expect it. It's not about luck or fate. It's energy. It's vibration. It's the law of attraction working at its deepest level. You don't get the love you beg for, you get the love that matches who you are. That's why, as Carl Jung believed, the most powerful relationships are the ones where two people help each other evolve. It's not about dependence, but mutual growth. It's not about filling holes in each other. It's about sharing your wholeness. When two people who have done their inner work meet, something profound happens. There's no fear, no manipulation, no mind games. Just honesty, vulnerability, peace. It's not loud or chaotic. It's calm. It feels like home. But here's the truth. Before you can meet someone like that, you have to become someone like that. That means doing the work. The deep, sometimes painful, often uncomfortable inner work. You have to look at your wounds, sit with your insecurities, and face the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. You have to learn how to love yourself in all your messiness and magic. You have to learn to validate yourself, to soothe your own fears, and to be the love you're looking for. Because if you don't, you'll keep repeating the same cycles. You'll find yourself in the same kinds of relationships with different people, wondering why the same heartbreak keeps happening. And the reason is simple, even if it's hard to accept. The problem was never just the other person. It was the unhealed energy you were bringing into the connection. The patterns that were running in your subconscious. The wounds you hadn't yet addressed. It's easy to blame others. It's easy to say that love is cruel, or that everyone leaves, or that you're just unlucky. But the truth is, the love you experience in the world mirrors the love you have within yourself. Until you heal, you'll continue to attract people and situations that reflect your unhealed parts, not because the universe is punishing you, but because life is always trying to show you what still needs your attention. Sometimes, the person who impacts you the most isn't the one who stays forever, but the one who cracks you open. The one who forces you to look at your wounds. The one who makes you question everything you thought you knew about love. These intense connections are not always meant to last, but they are meant to teach. They hold up a mirror. And in that mirror, you see the parts of yourself you couldn't see before. But here's where many people get stuck. They confuse the intensity for true love. They believe that suffering is part of the connection. They stay in toxic cycles, convinced that pain is proof of passion. Jung warned us of this. If we don't become aware of our shadow, we end up projecting it onto others. We mistake our trauma bonds for soulmates. We think the chaos is chemistry, but it's not. It's just unhealed wounds calling to each other. When you finally wake up to this, something inside shifts. You stop feeling pulled toward the same types of people. You lose interest in drama. You start craving peace. You become less attracted to intensity and more drawn to emotional safety, honesty, and depth. And in that space, love finds you. The kind of love that doesn't confuse or hurt you. The kind that sees you and holds you. the kind that helps you grow. But this kind of love doesn't come through searching. It comes through becoming, through alignment, through transformation. It comes when you stop trying to find someone to fill your voids and instead commit to healing them yourself. It comes when you stop chasing people who don't see you and start showing up for yourself in ways you always wish someone else would. It comes when you realize that the love you were looking for was never out there. It was inside you all along. Sometimes, though, even when two people share a deep connection, they aren't meant to be together, at least not yet. The timing might be off. There may be more growing to do, more healing to happen, more lessons to learn. And that doesn't make the connection any less real. It just means that love alone isn't always enough if the individuals aren't ready. If the path is meant to cross again, it will, but only when both souls are truly ready. Not from a place of fear or need or attachment, but from a place of wholeness. In the meantime, the best thing you can do is let go with grace. Stop waiting for someone to return. Stop hoping they'll change. Turn your attention inward. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, not to win anyone back, but because you deserve it. And here's the secret. When one person grows, it creates a ripple. If the connection is real, your evolution will pull the other person higher too. Maybe not right away. Maybe not in the way you expect. But love always leaves a mark, and growth always speaks. Love isn't about luck. It's about awareness. It's not about finding the right person. It's about becoming the person who attracts the right kind of love naturally. So if love still feels distant, if you're still attracting pain or confusion, ask yourself, what part of me still needs healing? Who am I becoming? And does that version of me match the love I say I want? Because when you get honest with yourself, truly honest, you'll realize that the love you seek already lives within you. And once you align with it, life begins to shift. People show up differently. Opportunities open. You stop feeling desperate or unworthy. And the relationships that used to break you, they no longer hold power over you. They no longer feel like home. Because you've changed. And with that change, your entire reality shifts. That's the beauty of doing the work. That's the magic of becoming. When you finally embody love, you no longer look for it. You attract it effortlessly, naturally, powerfully. Not because you're chasing it, but because you are it. And when two people who have done that work come together, the connection is unlike anything else. There's no pretending, no performance, just two souls showing up as they are, choosing each other from a place of freedom, not fear. Of course, not every connection is forever, and that's okay. Some people come into your life to wake you up, to guide you, to teach you. Their presence was never meant to last. It was meant to redirect you. And when they leave, they don't take anything away. They leave you with a new version of yourself. A wiser one, a braver one, a more open-hearted one. Once you truly understand this, the fear of loss begins to fade. You stop gripping. You stop chasing. You start trusting. You begin to see that solitude isn't something to fear, but something sacred. A space to keep discovering who you are, to keep deepening your connection with yourself. And in that space, you grow. You rise. You heal. So if you're wondering why love hasn't found you yet, don't look outward, look inward. Ask yourself, am I truly ready for the connection I desire? Am I aligned with the love I want to receive? Or am I still repeating old patterns, hoping for a new result? Because the truth is this, you don't need someone else to complete you. You just need to find yourself. And when you do, love will come. Not as something to chase, but as something that was always meant for you. A reflection of your own transformation. If you felt a connection that seemed too powerful to be random, If you've wondered why certain people come into your life and leave so quickly, know this: it's not coincidence. It's resonance. It's the universe responding to your energy, always guiding you back to yourself, back to your truth. So stop searching so hard. Stop holding on to what's already past. Instead, come home to yourself. Because when you do, love will come too, and it will be the kind you never have to question.